You guys ready?
Yeah.
Everybody ready on this side? All right. All right, at this time, I would like to call the January 14th, 2025 Planning Board meeting to order. We have quorum, so if everybody will please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, at this time, we will move on to the item 2A, which is approval of the meeting minutes from the December 16th, 2024 Planning Board meeting. So has everybody had a chance to review them? If so, is there any questions or comments or corrections that need to be made? And if not, we'll entertain a motion.
I move they be approved as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anything before we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Look at that, no public hearings tonight, so we will move on to other business, which is item 5A, election of a planning board vice chair for 2025. Purpose of this agenda item is to nominate and elect a planning board member to serve as vice chair. You know, Michelle was our vice chair last year. She did a great job. Jay was the year before that. I think Ed was the year before that. Usually we try to give just somebody another chance to do it. So, I mean, Barbara, I know you're not real big on it, but Nolan, I would certainly recommend you as an opportunity to do it, but it's up to the board and the pleasure of the board.
I make a motion to nominate Nolan.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion before we vote? Anybody want to throw the ring in their hat?
Happy to arm wrestle for it.
Okay, anybody want to arm wrestle? Nope. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Nolan, you are now the vice chair.
Acclamation.
All right. Moving right along. Item 5B. Okay. Get my handy dandy notebook here. Item 5B is a preliminary subdivision plat, True Love Farm subdivision at SUB PR 2024-08. Further information provided by staff.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, new Vice Chair, members of the board. I'm submitting the agenda abstract and the supporting documentation into the official record of the town. The proposed subdivision you have before you tonight is True Love Farms, which is located at 7650 True Love Road on 23.84 acres in the residential medium density conditional zoning district. The preliminary subdivision plat we have tonight proposes 50 zero lot line lots. Following those zero lot line standards, the minimum lot width permitted is 50 feet, and that's also the minimum proposed. The average lot size required and proposed, the minimum lot size required and proposed is 6,000 square feet with an average size of 6156. There is a requirement for open space of 15%, which works out to be about 3.58 acres required. They are providing 57.29% or 13.66 acres of open space. 50% or 1.79 acres of the required open space is both required and proposed to be activated common green with amenities that include benches, 2 open play fields, picnic tables, cornhole boards, and mulch trail. Because we don't see a lot of these, this is my first zero lot line development. So zero lot line developments are included as a residential development option. They promote and provide an alternative means of residential ownership that doesn't follow the traditional method of a single family residential. Homes are actually shifted to one side of the lot, serving as a garden wall for the adjacent home. Windows and interior layout of these homes are focused towards the wider side of the lot, providing a level of privacy to both the interior and exterior spaces. Vehicular access to the project area will be provided both by an entrance off of Fuquay-Varina Parkway that was recently newly constructed. Is also they are proposing an extension of Fox Chapel Place, which connects down into the Hidden Valley subdivision just to the south of the proposed subdivision. Public water and sewer are available. The recommendation is that we recommend approval as it meets all town requirements, and I'll be happy to answer any questions should you have any. One thing I do need to make in the staff report, there is an error of the engineering firm that designed it. If we could change that to be Timmons Group instead of Curry Engineering, let the record state that. So sorry for the mishap. But the applicant or the designer is also here tonight if you have any specific questions for them as well.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Anybody got any questions for Josh? I think the only question I was having, I've not seen a zero lot line either, is just like, do you guys manage how the homes look like, because you were talking about how the garden wall, and do you guys police that? How does that work?
So, yeah, I mean, there are standards in the LDO about the extension of that wall past the house and things like that. So, I mean, the configuration of the lot is listed in the LDO.
So they have like a little checklist when they do the building permit, and you guys have to go through it and do that, almost like we do with zoning conditions?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I would
okay.
assume so.
Yeah, I've seen a 0 lot line around here.
I've never seen that yet.
Yeah, I
Never
mean, the
seen
big
one.
thing, obviously, also, they had to add is basically a maintenance easement outside that wall, basically, so you can walk around onto your neighbor's property and take care of the exterior of your lot.
Does it
So-
take care of like the foundation gets pulled over the lot line and stuff too? Does it kind of protect property owners from that kind of situation too?
You know, I really don't know the nitty-gritties, so.
Okay, I mean, I
I
don't
guess
think
we'll
that
get
really
into
has
that
anything
when
to
they
do with
start
like.
building them, they said that.
No line, is it?
Yeah, I'm just more curious than I don't know that it really necessarily like impacts what we say here. It's just more of a curiosity thing. They're
Right.
not, 0
Yeah.
lot lines they're an interesting little, we don't see too many on. Ed, you ever seen one?
No, I think no, we actually never, I never saw one actually being permitted and constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Oaks at Sippaha is a 0 lot line
Yeah, that was
development we have
done-
in town,
how
but that was
long-
done
how
in
many years?
2004.
2004, yeah.
So you're talking
Yeah,
about
so
20.
20 years
Even
ago.
that was before my time.
And
Yeah.
that, I believe that might be the town's
why I
last
asked you.
one.
Because Ed's been on the board a long time.
Been around a while.
Just to answer your question, I think it does, the lot lines do matter because we actually had to do a recombination plat to, apparently there was a foundation that was poured over the line. and when
Okay.
Apparently when they went to sell it, to cover themselves and everyone involved, they went ahead and redid a plat based on a new survey, but,
Right.
so,
So it does happen.
the
It
easement doesn't quite cover that, I guess, but it's a.
makes sense.
And generally speaking, even anytime we have like these small lots, you know, according to Chris Hinnant in the sections department, anytime that a side setback is really close to your side lot lines, you know, if we're talking 6 inches to a foot of, you know, very little leeway, they will require a foundation as-built to make sure it's in the right place. So I would think with these, that might be something that's gonna come with
Yeah,
permitting of each individual lot.
makes sense. Cool. Any other questions for Josh? Think we're good. All right, we'll bring it back to the board for discussion, motions.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the True Love Farm subdivision plat sub PR 2024-08 as presented and recommended.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have multiple seconds. Eva, you can take your pick.
Okay.
Any
with
discussion
Ed.
before we vote? Any questions? All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, we will move on to administrative reports, item 6A. Looks like we were kind of still batting 1,000 almost. It's like the first one was a walk. Looks like they tabled that first one for some considerations on how to implement promises. What was
No, the interesting thing on that one is, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a previous rezoning for the lot right at the corner on Longfellow Street that Judson did. There have been a lot of crazy things happening on that one. As they went to build the 2-story structures, they realized there was an overhead line that was going to be within reaching distance. So back in September, that one, they have it framed up to 2 stories, and the roof trusses are sitting there, and they're working it out with Duke. So now it is actually approved. Duke is going to come out and actually bury the lines right there so they can finish building those houses, hopefully by the end of February. But unfortunately, that stalled out, and there were some trash issues and some other issues on the property that some of the neighbors were frustrated with. Fair
Gotcha.
enough. So they're even, by the time we made it to town board, they had already notice of violations had been handed out, and since then, there's a dumpster there, and it has been significantly cleaned up. It's still an active construction site, obviously, awaiting the movement of those overhead lines. But, so there was some frustration for that situation on this one.
That spilled
So,
over.
and on top of that, the petitioner was unable to attend the meeting. So with him not there, the board didn't have an opportunity to ask him how he would keep his construction site and any other pertinent questions they had for him, so it made more sense to just postpone it. The public hearing is closed, so basically they're just looking for assurances from him that it won't be a repeat of what just happened.
Gotcha. I'm still going to count that as we're batting 1,000.
A question, so the people that were concerned though didn't show up. I wasn't here for the December board meeting, which is a planning board meeting, so they didn't show up here to
No.
state their case? Okay, so this was the first opportunity.
And the
that-
petitioner was actually here at the planning board. Yeah, this was the first we heard of it.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Yeah, I was kinda
they're
surprised
they're
they didn't
allowed to wait, but
Yeah, I was trying to remember if we had anything controversial. I was like, I
No,
don't think there was any
No.
discussion.
It went
Yeah.
quick. I mean,
Went back
yeah,
to the minutes.
I
There
thought
was
my
nothing
curse
in the minutes.
was, you know, if I'm not here, usually they're hanging from the rafters, but apparently.
And it was one neighbor. I mean, it wasn't like a big group showed
Right.
up, but it
But
was
it- but it's
valid. The-
enough, yeah, it's valid
The
concerns
town
and
board
enough
also, several of the town board members had gotten complaints or concerns
Mm-hmm.
about that same
Yeah.
property, so.
Yeah. Obviously, it's an ongoing issue that's been, yeah, so, not surprising.
yeah, it was quick. There's probably more people at this meeting than there was at that one. All right, with that being said, Barbara, it is your time to shine.
Motion to adjourn.
You have a motion